Hello everyone. Wanted to do a quick video here today about how important pricing structure is when you go to sell your house. So just down the road from me is a townhome for sale. 3 doors down this way, actually. Is a townhome for sale, and they started the pricing point at $599.9, seeking offers on a specific day and time. And it drove me nuts because I knew that they wouldn't get offers. The market just doesn't do that any longer. Traditional listings are now all the vogue. And I didn't understand why that realtor team down there, it's a 4-member team, didn't know that trying to get bidding wars was now a thing of the past in the Windsor real estate market. It still happens, don't get me wrong. But pricing a house low and taking a position of a date to look at offers is kind of blub blub, gurgle gurgle, all gone. Unless it is the most stunningly beautiful house in the right location. Then, a little different. But a townhome, which has lots of competitors out there, there's 6 or 7 competitors in that price point, is not going to drive an offer date. Townhomes specifically don't drive offer dates, but when they listed the townhome down there, they didn't list it with a ANCA qualified realtor. There's very few of us in town, maybe 1 or 2, maybe just me, I'm not sure. That's why I've got all those designations behind my name. But their realtor should have explained to them that pricing this the right way is the most important part, a traditional listing. And here's what your house is worth. So it didn't bring any offers. So then they took it off the market, brought it back on the market at a crazy $689.9. Now it's just crazy. The reason it's crazy, it's a nice unit, don't get me wrong, but the reason it's crazy is that my unit is worth $700 max. Okay? And I've got a lot more finishes in my unit than what that unit has. The number one thing I have more finished is the basement. My basement's finished, their basement isn't. Now, if you're thinking about basement finishing, that's about $60,000. Just keep it simple, $60,000. It's what appraisers do. We keep numbers simple. So you have to think, okay, geez, it's going to cost $60,000 to finish a basement. And if Brian's unit is worth $700, $710 on a great day, and Brian's unit has so many more upgrades as far as extra cabinet runs. Over time, we've continuously reinvested back into our house, and we've added more things that we couldn't have afforded to do 11 years ago. One of the things for this year is a coffee bar. I don't know why the coffee bar hasn't been done yet. We're waiting for the contractor to just say we're getting started on the coffee bar. All the pricing points and all that stuff's all been figured out. It's just we're waiting for a slot to be able to start our coffee bar and finish our coffee bar. So for us, our unit, even after the coffee bar got done, is still just $710. It's not anything more. We're doing the coffee bar for us. We're not doing the coffee bar to increase the market value of our property. So when we think about if ours is worth $710, let's just keep it simple. we have more garden. There's just lots of different things that we have more of than what that unit has. Six or seven or eight items. And it's the finishes that make a value of a townhome. Now, so when they brought the townhome back at $689,000, it was way overpriced. And the market knows that. That's the thing. There's no hidden secrets in Windsor real estate. I don't get it. I don't understand. And it's to sell the estate. So the estate needs to get cleared out to be able to get everybody the money that they've got coming to them from the estate. And the longer we dilly-dally with the real estate sale, the harder it is or the longer it is before those folks even get anything through the probate process. So I don't understand the game plan down there. Because if you think a $689,000 place, you subtract 60 for the unfinished basement. So take 710, subtract 60 for the unfinished basement, you're at 650. Subtract another 10, let's keep it simple. Another 10 for the finishes changes, and you're at 640 for that unit. How in the hell does it make any sense to bring it at $689,900? It's $49,900 overpriced. And we can all do the math. It's a very simple process to look at comparable places and do the math. So there it sits. Still for sale. For all the wrong reasons. I don't get it. But that's the process that seller down there is using. They're making the decisions based upon their counsel, their professional realtor. So flip over, if you will, to Glengarda, where I have a listing in Glengarda. And I listed it on Thursday. And other realtors had been in the unit and said, oh, it's worth $799,000 because that's what every other unit in the building is listed for. Notice the words listed for. So then I took it, and she called me up and she said, Brian, I need help. She was from a different area. And she called me up and she said, Brian, I need help to get this estate settled up. I'm ready. I got to get it done. And she said other realtors have been in and have been promising me all kinds of crazy numbers for this unit. Numbers that I think are outlandish. Okay, I'll go in and take a look. And yeah, if you go into the unit and you just walk in and look around at it and say, okay, other comparable units like this in the building are selling for this, then you come up with a different number. But if you walk into the unit with the evil eye saying, okay, who's going to pick this apart and who is my buyer going to be? And what is my buyer going to be needing to do to this unit to make it theirs? And what's that roughly going to cost them to make it theirs? Because Glengarda is a building of theirs. It's the high-crested people in the city of Windsor. They want it to be theirs. And they have the economic capacity to be able to make it theirs from day one. They don't move in right away. They wait and, okay, I just bought the unit. Let me toy around with it for a little while and let me figure out what I'm going to do with it. And then I'm going to go ahead and renovate the damn thing. So when you take an evil eye to that unit, you see some of the problems that you know other people are going to pick apart, then you suddenly start, okay, wait a second. It needs X, it needs Y, it needs Z. And X is going to cost us, $20,000, and Y is going to cost us $8,000, and Z is going to cost us $2,000. You add them all together, and you take and subtract that from the other units that are overpriced in the building to get you to a pricing point for your unit. And so I said to my client, I said, I really think the unit is worth no more than $739,000. I think it's probably less than that because condos are hard sales right now, even though it is Glengarda. But I think that if we bring it to market at $729,900, we might get some activity, because there hasn't been any activity in the building. When you talk to the concierge and you ask them questions, hey, these other units, have they been having showings? No, Brian, there's been nothing going on, Brian. Oh, it's good data sets. So I should price mine competitively underneath everybody else to be able to get some activity into the building. So we took it to market at $729,900. And I have an offer coming tomorrow from a top-notch realtor who sells a lot of houses. And that's how our business in the city of Windsor is. Our business comes from other realtors, and we kind of know right away where our offers are coming from based upon who's seeing our properties. Because here in the city of Windsor, the top 20% of realtors do 80% of the business. I'm doing 8% of the estates business. And that's the number one in the city of Windsor. And it's growing pretty damn well. Thank you very much. So at the end of the day, I know when a realtor sees a property, I know if they're going to be bringing me an offer or not. Kind of have a really good feeling for it based upon who that other realtor is. Are they one of the top 20%? So right away, when I listed Glengarda, I had a realtor reach out, hey, my client has a crazy busy schedule. That's a plus. And we're going in on this particular day at this particular time. Can everything all be ready for you? I'm like, sure, absolutely, yes. Everything's all set for you. And then yesterday when I was down at my 40th high school reunion, that realtor texted me and said, can you call me? So I stopped the reunion and go and call him. And he says, I'm going to have an offer for you tomorrow at noon. I'm like, oh, that'd be great. Thank you for letting me know, because now I know how to plan my day at noon tomorrow. I know to be home, not working on other projects, so that I can get this offer processed as best as possible right away on Monday at noon. See, realtors communicate with each other. We know what's going on. They'll call you if you have a great relationship with them, which is so important in the real estate business. It makes everything else so much easier as well, too. This particular realtor, I know where he goes and has dinner at almost every week at the same time and the same day. Just is what it is. And you're supposed to know who your competitors are in this business as well, too, and a little bit about them. So with this particular realtor, I said, hey, I haven't seen you over at the restaurant in a while, but I haven't been in on the day and time that you go in. He said, that's good, Brian. That way my table is always available for me. Yeah, that's true. I don't take your table. I couldn't take your table anyway if I went in on the same day and the same time. They just wouldn't give it to me. No, that's this other realtor's table. Brian, you can't have that one yet. He's still alive. So anyway, I digress a little bit, but that's part of the fun of all of this, is we know where our offers are coming from. Now, this offer in Glengarda, I don't know if it's going to work or not, because I haven't seen it yet. I don't see it until tomorrow at noon. But I know it's going to be a good offer. I already know it's going to be clean. I already know the backstory of all of the client that this other realtor has. So I'm just waiting now to see if I can't get it negotiated tomorrow to be able to get it done in record time in Glengarda. It's an estate. They want to get the unit sold. Just like the unit down here. But down here, this place is already very, very old on the market. And Glengarda is fresh and new. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but pricing point is exceptionally important when you bring a house to market. Now, if I'm trying to sell your house and you're not an estate that you're just selling because, hey, I might be able to move up, I might be able to build a new house, I might be able to do whatever I need to do. It's a completely different marketing strategy because we're trying to maximize out your value. And I needed to do that when I built this house. I needed to sell my house on Ypres for as maximum as I possibly could because I needed every dime to build this. It's how it all worked back then. And that's okay. But when you don't need every last dime, it's a different thought process. Every house has its number. We all know what those numbers are. Back when it was the heyday 3 years ago, when you had 16 offers on every house for whatever reason, then you never knew what the number was. I sold a house on Gladstone for $505,000. And I dressed up when I went over there. And they looked at me and said, Brian, we've never seen you dressed up. What the hell's going on? Somebody die? I said, no, I only dress up when I sell houses above $500,000, above $500,000. And the mom of my client who was answering the door for me, she paused and she said, you mean to tell me there's an offer for more than $500,000 in your stack of offers? I said, why do you think I'm dressed up? And she said, Brian, you can, what's so funny? Brian, you can step in, but you have to stop right there because I need to go back out into the kitchen and change some things. So I step in and I'm hearing in the kitchen clank, clink, clank, clank, things changing around. And she says, okay, Brian, you can come into the kitchen now. Okay, great. So I walk over into the kitchen. And she said I had to change the china and I had to change the bottle of wine that we're celebrating with because you have an offer for more than $500,000 in your pile there for a house on Gladstone. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. So we had a really nice bottle of wine and off better glasses and stuff. It was just kind of fun. And I was dressed up for that. She said, yeah, I've never seen you dressed up. So that was the fun part about that. So every house has its number. They just do. There's no hiding them. Every realtor who has been in this business for a while can kind of figure out what the number is for a house. So that's what I want to try to impact you with if you are thinking about listing your house. Now, one last thing. If you're thinking about listing $1 million plus house, there are many different things that we must do differently than every other $1 million plus house in the city of Windsor. And I would like you to call me if you're thinking about listing your $1 million plus house. I would like to have a meeting with you to be able to show you how we could do something different. It's me giving up something to be able to help you be able to give something more. I'm only willing to do it because I would like to break into the $1 million house market, and I'd like to build a track record in the $1 million house market like I've done with this beautiful unit in Glengarda in Glengarda, if we can settle up this offer that comes in tomorrow, if it's an offer that we can work with and actually get somewhere with, I will have set a new record in Glengarda for selling a unit rapidly. Condos are very hard to sell. All the other units that are in Glengarda are sitting there on the market. I might have mine sold in 3 days. Would be a good thing and would be a record again in the city of Windsor. So if I can help you, more than happy to. My number, I'm Brian at 519-995-6145. A house's number is very important. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.